Hey everybody, it's Linda from Stamping School, working with the Celebrate with Tags bundle from the Stampin' Up! Mini Catalog, July through December. I just still call it the Holiday Catalog 2022. Page 67, Celebrate with Tags. I originally bought this because I like the dies to make the tags, these. But then I ended up using all these other things too, so it is a really good bundle. You can get away with just the dies. I'll show you those up close so you can see. But I ended up using a lot of these pieces from the stamp set. And it's always good to have a nice big to and from stamp set. All right, here are the dies. This is the stamp set that you can get as a bundle with it. Celebrate with Tags. Happy Birthday, Merry Christmas, Made with Love. Let's Celebrate You, XOXO, Be Jolly, the to and the from, mittens, hearts, so it's really all occasion. There are some candles, and they are double mounted dies, which is nice, so you don't have individual pieces, but they cut out two separate candle styles right here. The balloon with the string, a little snowflake, some stitched dies, and they're double stitched, meaning that when you cut out the paper, it stitches around the image, but it also stitches around the recessed area. Circle and rectangle. This guy right here has an open edge, so you can put it anywhere and get little dots. Mitten, and then these little banners that cut these out. Hearts, two sizes of hearts. And then of course the two tag dies, which I'll show you. So this die will cut out the made and the love, and then of course this little banner will cut these out. So you don't have to have the stamp set, but it is nice to fill in for the mittens and the balloons and things like that, and these little hearts. These two are what I ended up buying the die set for. This one makes a pocket tag or a little shaker, which I'm going to show you, but you can make a cute little pull-out pocket if you want. And this one makes a cute fold-over tag. Now we can make these on our own, clip them with scissors, scallop our edges. It just does it all at once, which is kind of nice. So I have 3 projects to show you and a few little things. Here's the mittens. I'm going to show you how to do a mirror image because there's just one mitten and I couldn't have 2 right-handed mittens. So I'll show you how I made a mirror image on that and die cut. I'm going to do a Valentine treat bag and this little shaker tag. So let's do this one first. I love how this turned out. And this ribbon is really great. And even though it's in the holiday catalog for Christmas stuff, it's got just enough pink in it. It picks up the corals and the pinks. We've got a lot of little bags and boxes in the catalog. These are called the embossed treat bags, and all of the treat bags I'm going to show you, well, most of them are on page 140. I'm going to show you the Peekaboo treat bags, and these are in the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. Peekaboo treat bags, the embossed treat bags, and the other ones are in the mini catalog. Now, just to give this a little extra something something, I don't know if you can see all the delicate stripes on it. It's just a plain white bag. I mean, it's got the embossed stripes on it, but I really wanted to add a little bit of color. So there are 2 pinks. One is a very light petal pink, and one is actually the light Calypso Coral. I'm going to change it to the dark petal pink, and I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully you can. There's these little embossed lines. You can hear them on the front and back. And I just took my ruler and my brush tip, and I just drew in my lines. I just started off the edge and did that right across the edge, just like that. And I alternated all of the way up. In any place there was like a dip, that's where I added my color. So this is the dark petal pink. Let me show you what the dark coral looks like. I want to alternate stripes, so I'm gonna have to go back over this one. The light coral actually has just, it's like 1 step darker than this, which is really pretty. See there? Just like that. And I just worked my way all the way up, alternating. So I skipped lines and did the coral, and then I went back and did the light. And this is what it looks like. And there's a little spot right here where the alcohol markers dry fast, but if you move the ruler too fast, you could transfer color. So just make sure you give it a little wipe off right there. So you can probably see this a little bit better. I used the dark petal pink here instead. Anyway, it's just a fun way to add a little color to these bags. Now, let me show you this tag. All right, Calypso Coral. I cut the tag, this one right here, and then that rectangle that's in there, I cut that out also. So this is what I mean by double stitching. There's like, it cuts a little stitch all the way around the outside also. 2 1/8 by 3 1/4 works really good for a little piece of white that goes behind here. This one I didn't do to and from, but I thought I might do it on this one just to see how it looks. And you just want to make sure that you can see this through the window. Okay, so I'm going to kind of line that up so where I can see it and just glue that down. There we go. Just to make sure it's good. It doesn't matter what it looks like on the inside as much, as long as the paper doesn't stick out. There's 2 little score lines that come with it right here. And, you know, it doesn't have to tack down too much. I'm not gonna worry about using sticky strip on these because it's pretty light, not much is going in there. All right, and, oh, I forgot the window sheet. Okay, you need a little piece of window sheet. 2 by 3 works really well. You need to make sure that you glue all the way around so that the little sequins don't fall out. Wipe off any fingerprints. There we go. That's it. And then before you close it up, now take a piece of this sticky strip for the very top. And I'll show you why. You're going to leave the paper on, and you're just going to put a little bit of that right at the top. Don't take the paper off. Now, this is where you might want to write to who you're going to send it to. But I'm going to close it up. Keep it generic for the video. Right there. What you could also do is leave that loose, and you can put that in afterwards, but you just got to make sure it lines up okay. Now, don't take this paper off the tape yet. Now you need to fill it with your sequins. These are the pink sequins. You know, we have them in a bundle of green, pink, and blue, I think. And these pinks have just enough coral in them to make it work. Okay. Then you're going to take this paper off and then close it up. And that way your little sequins aren't going to fall out. Then you can decorate it all cute, like I did here. This one I actually added one of the little hearts in. I put some of the snowflake vellum in there with some white paper, so it has a little confetti action happening. And I glued the heart up higher so it stays there, and all the rest will shake around. And then just tie that on. It's really cute. So it's a cute little birthday, Valentine's, or anything. You can do it in the winter colors for winter holidays. This is in the stamp set and that little circle. Now this one, for the Valentine, is using the smaller die that looks like this. So it cuts out, which is really nice. You could put this on the front of a card too. You could do it this way. It's cute. I cut out another piece of designer paper using the same die. And I'm gonna trim off this bottom part and trim off right here where it comes together. And then I can glue that on and make a pattern front to it. Just like that. Now, on this tag right here, I started out with a red tag, and then I added white, and I was gonna have to add white on the inside. And I'm like, well, that's just silly. Just start with a white tag. That way I can sign the inside. Now, we don't have little reinforcements right now, but I don't think we do anyway. But if you just take a hole punch, and just this one happens to be, I think, 1/4 inch, and then if you still have that 1/2 inch circle punch, that makes a really cute little reinforcement. I wish we still carried these. I love that little 1/2 inch punch. All right, and that just adds my little reinforcement. And then I just added the hearts that come in the dies. And then I used the XOXO stamp and then cut it out with a die. These little bags, they're food safe bags. These are the ones that are in the annual catalog I showed you. They're 10 bags, $6. And they have the little peekaboo window, 5 of these craft colors, and then 5 of the white. And I love that they're food safe, so you can put any little thing in there, and they're they're good size. They're 4 by about 5.5, and they can maybe hold about an inch or something in there, but I love that they're food safe too, so you don't have to worry about prepackaging stuff and sticking it in there, M&Ms or anything fun like that. All right, now let me show you this one and how to reverse your images. This is another cute bag. This is in the holiday catalog. They have little stars on them. They're nice and sturdy. They are laser cut. They're on page 35. You get 10 of them for $10, and they are food safe also. That's in the little holiday catalog, and they're super sturdy. Really nice, really good quality. Another box that's in the annual catalog is very thin. It's not my favorite. It's very paper-like, and it's pretty because it's got the lace on it, but it's so thin and delicate. You gotta watch the weight that you put in there. These can take it. Nice and sturdy, almost cardstock. So on this one, I actually added some silver glimmer paper behind it and then added a couple little handles. We don't have silver glitter paper right now, but you could put the silver foil behind it, or I'm sure you might have some glitter paper. I just like the silver sparkle behind there. I just glued it right to the inside of the bag. Added a little banner, added a little sentiment, and then here are the mittens. I showed this technique maybe 3 or 4 years ago for how to reverse an image with a punch or a die cut. I think I used a pair of shoes at the time. You'll want a silicone pad. You want to make sure you have that, or if you have a piece of rubber that doesn't have anything on it, like a blank piece of rubber works fine. It's not perfect, but it works pretty well. So if I were to stamp 2 of the mittens, they're gonna be 2 right-handed mittens. What we want is a left-handed mitten and a right-handed mitten, right? So that, because that's how you have mittens. Unless you're just gonna hang one, which is fine. Now the Stamparatus works best for this. And with that silicone pad in the bottom, this is gonna be your new stamp pad, okay? I already have ink on that, but here we go. I'm gonna put it over here, and I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna ink it. And press it to the silicone pad. Okay, pick it up, put your paper in, and stamp it again. So you're not gonna use this top image, you're only gonna use the one that I'm pressing to the other side. So you may have to do it twice. Let me see. All right, let me see what it looks like. Not bad. I'm gonna do it one more time. It's gonna stay in the same place. That's why the Stamparatus is important for this. So you get it exactly in the same place. I'm gonna ink it one more time. Put it back in, right up in the corner. Solid stamps are harder than the outline with this technique, but we can do it. So there it is, right there. There's my reverse image. So how do I get it? So you can cut it out by hand, or the die, and this is why we stamped it on the front also. When I die cut this image, which I stamped, it's gonna automatically cut out that image, and that's the one we want. Right. So here's the one that I die cut it, because the die works that way. And watch, when you cut it out, this is the other one that we picked up from the silicone mat. So now I have the reverse image. Now I can take this out and just use this piece, and we're gonna stamp it again so I can get my regular mitten cut out. There we go, there. And I'll die cut that one, and I should have a matching pair. There we go, and I'll cut this one out. So I hope that makes sense, because we only have the one die, so it only cuts this way. So that's why we did the reverse. Now there's gonna be a little bit of spottiness here. So if you have the blends that match your ink pads, you can actually fill it in pretty good, and it looks nice. This happens to be the light starry sky instead of the dark, and when it dries, you won't see a lot of these little speckles. Kind of helps fill it in just a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's enough so that after you decorate these, and you can sandwich these right in between your ribbon with these. So these are just 2 extra little pieces and it won't matter because they're solid. And then you can just sandwich your ribbons right through here. Just like that, just glue those together. And if you're really looking close, you can see the difference. But for a little present, I think it looks okay. And I'm just gonna throw those around my bag handles. And you could, obviously, you could just dimensional those on there and put the best one out front. Yeah, but I kind of just like them hanging and let them dangle a little bit. It also works with punches. I think I did it with the dog punch and had two of the dogs looking at each other. So the same technique, but that Stamparatus really helps with that mirror image. So there you go. Go make one. We'll see you next time. See it, learn it, stamp it.